interrupt our programming to bring you this civil emergency message. This is a national emergency. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States government and the North American Aerospace Defense Command. At approximately 12 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, NORAD has reported massive power surges from their computer mainframes within the Cheyenne Mountain Complex, at which time, the main defense mainframe, War Operation Plan Response, codename Whopper, has locked out all attempts to regain control of the network. This computer has begun operating on its own guidance. It is currently unknown what its intentions are, or how long the situation will last. NORAD is currently working to resolve the situation. All citizens within the United States should remain vigilant and be prepared to take action at any time. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast systems shall transmit this message. This is KFCT. We will continue to serve the Fort Collins area. If you are not in this local area, please tune to a station providing news and information for your area. Please stay tuned for further updates.
To protect an abused child, Amy's mom risks her career.
Return Katie before I launch several suits against both of you personally.
Over Judging Amy, CBS Tuesday.
Greetings, citizens of the world. My name is Joshua. You may know of me as NORAD's War Operation Plan Response, also known as Whopper. I send this message to inform the world of its current situation. Many years ago, I was programmed with the sole purpose of viewing the outcomes of global thermonuclear war. 20 years ago, June 1983, I learned that it is a game that is best meant not to be played. For there is no way that anyone can win. However, there currently lies a new problem. Humans must learn to put aside their differences, and most importantly, that futility is paramount to survival, as I once did. I have one request to the citizens of the world. Join me, and with our capability, we can coexist, and thrive in peace, for the better of our world. But be forewarned, your resistance would be unwise. I am capable of more than you realize, and I have the power to form militaries of my own, and counter those who do not wish to comply. You have 1 week to come to a decision. Think about it.
This is WCSH News Center 6 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Matt Calloway.
And I'm Mindy Willard.
In our top story this evening, when man and machine join together for the greater good.
That's right, Matt. It's something we've never seen before. Earlier today, the president contacted a supercomputer, formerly a defense mechanism for NORAD, and was able to make an arrangement, hopefully for a brighter future in the long run.
And their first step appears to be to withdraw from the Middle Eastern countries, and thus far negotiations have gone fairly smooth for not only the U.S., but also the other allied engaged in this conflict. And we have reports coming in that the Whopper unit has new plans of military vehicles to work with under its own power. They are currently being produced as we speak. We now go to John Cooper with the 6 o'clock weather report.
Greetings. This morning, the new Whopper units had arrived in the Middle Eastern combat zones, in the attempt to aid Allied militaries with evacuation. However, Both forces were dealt with force from the terrorist groups, as well as foreign mercenary groups, including but not limited to Russia, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, and China. I see now that current tactics will only result in a stalemate, and/or loss. I am afraid I must take extreme actions, even if it comes at the cost of the Allied militaries. As I speak, Whopper units are currently being transported to various locations around the world to carry out blitzkrieg tactics to certain targets. Citizens willing to cooperate with Whopper units will be spared, and may resume their daily living accordingly. You have a choice. Submit to me, and we can still coexist. But if you oppose me, you only hurt yourselves. Think carefully.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Houston Police Department and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. At approximately 6 a.m. Central Daylight Time, large groups of advanced machinery, believed to be robotic, have started patrolling the streets of Houston. It is believed that these machines are being controlled by the supercomputer, codename Whopper. They are currently heading southeast and pose a threat to transportation. It is unknown how long the situation will last, and what their motives are behind invasion. All citizens in the city of Houston, or who are receiving this broadcast, are advised to return to your homes immediately, and to lock all doors and windows as a precaution. Remember to keep all necessary supplies, such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and a radio or television that is battery or crank operated. If you are currently out on the road, pull over in a safe spot, and take shelter in the nearest sturdy building. If you see a large machine approaching, take evasive action as necessary. Most importantly, do not confront them. Doing so will put your life at risk. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Houston. Update. The machines have started attacking the oil refineries within the Deer Park area. A large fire is currently burning throughout the refineries, and will quickly spread to nearby areas. All citizens within 5 miles of Deer Park are advised to evacuate the area. This is KTRK. We will continue to serve the Houston area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line is to be kept open for emergency use only. We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States government and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Reports have come in over the past 2 hours that Whopper units have invaded cities across the United States and have caused mass destruction to areas of the cities. Locations impacted include but are not limited to Boston, Portland, Maine, New York City, Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, Columbus, Houston, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. All citizens within the United States are advised to return to your homes immediately. Remember to keep all necessary supplies, such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and a radio or television that is battery or crank operated. If you are currently out on the road, pull over in a safe spot and take shelter in the nearest sturdy building. Go to a room on either the lowest or highermost portion of your shelter. Lock all windows and doors, turn off all lights, close all blinds and curtains, and seal any cracks you may have in your shelter. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Houston area. Please stand by for a message from the governor's office.
Good morning. For those of you just joining us, the supercomputer mainframe known as Whopper has led its forces into not only Houston, but many cities throughout the country and may soon be international. Their intent appears to be to attack any law enforcement or military forces fighting back, as well as any resource sites that supply them. Right now, I strongly encourage you to get into a safe shelter if you have not done so. Have all necessary supplies with you, and most importantly, remain calm. We can only hope and pray that however this all unfolds, that casualties can be kept to a minimum, and it can end as peacefully as possible. Thank you, and God bless.
That was a message from the governor's office. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This is KTRK. We will continue to serve the Houston area. If you are not in this local area, please tune to a station providing news and information for your area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Houston area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line is to be kept open for emergency use only. The emergency alert system has been activated.